What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Scully Unfiltered podcast. I'm gonna be sharing some of my raps, at least lyrics of raps that I've written as a result of my experience as since my research started. And trying to share it with people. And it's been an emotional ride. The rejection that I faced all the time. A lot of lessons. And sometimes it drives me. Some kind of experience drives me to just write something. It's been a while, but these are what I wrote. So I'm gonna share them. And here we go. And this is on my website in the writing section, poetry. This section is dedicated to my self-expression. These are not necessarily my current views, but rather are expressions of feelings I have had along my journey, though they are not necessarily not my current views either. While I am extremely critical of society, as one of the songs suggests, I am also my harshest critic. Nobody benefits more from my expression than myself. So I read these things all the time. I know these pretty well because I look at them and then I think about them from different angles. Like, if I were to be saying these things to a specific person, how they might react. And all different people I meet along the way, or God, or if God's saying this to me, because a lot of this I'll read or think of, well, God could say exactly the same to me, and maybe is. And it kind of gives me pause, because it's this side of things where it's anyway, but this is how I feel. And I'm going to go ahead and share it because I thought that would be kind of fun to just bring up into this podcast. So the first one on my website is called Accredited. I'm going to try to rap, hopefully. I was thinking about it, just reading it is just awkward. But rapping for me is awkward, especially when I'm filming it with knowing that people may listen. So anyway. Pardon me as I am not necessarily gonna be, in my zone. Anyway, so this one's called Accredited. My flow is my state of mind, recorded with a pen for you to find, set across time so you can see me shine. Live vicariously through me till you break free. Set your mind at ease as you begin to see. There ain't no God but God, and God is unlimited. Ain't no me but me, and I am accredited. Devoted in service to the master weaver, shown the way more than a believer. Knowledge ain't opinion when disputed from all sides. Driven by my heart where the one and only resides. Submitting to the master so I can abide. Floating with the river is so much easier besides. Throwing my fucks to give by the wayside so I can toss hypocrisy over the ship's side. Sail on, eyes locked to my destination. Priorities rearranged towards my foundation. Keeping up with my mind's hydration so I don't face stagnation. Sending out good vibrations. Not running from my temptations so I can feed my gestation. Always growing is my aspiration so I can serve without capitulation. Nothing matters but following. Remove the toxins you've been swallowing. They don't serve you in outgrowing the shit you've been echoing. Recognize your transformation is undergoing, and it's best to walk around tiptoeing so your ignorance isn't showing. Learning from what others are sowing. We rise together when we feed off each other. Don't matter if you're my mother or brother. Educated by the actions of one another. Feeding fuel to ignite so the fire isn't smothered. Sparking each other's metamorphosis. This This ain't no hypothesis, nor an overemphasis. I'm not your nemesis, I strive for your synthesis so you can maintain your homeostasis. But it starts with your mind's genesis. Once you choose to focus on self-analysis, even when judging outward, look inward. It's the only way to move forward. Look at the words you choose to use. Did you mean to be so forceful? That shit don't ever work except to leave you remorseful. If you flying high, you will learn to be resourceful. Love is on your side when working to drive change. Are you sure your priorities don't need rearranged? Hate only serves to leave you estranged with a lingering feeling of being shortchanged. There's a message in everything if you seek to observe it. Others' respect only comes when we deserve it. When you get it, be mindful you preserve it. No action earns the right to forever reserve it. If you don't value what you have, you'll lose it. Relationships are delicate. Be careful you don't bruise it. If you ain't mindful, you'll abuse it. Can insert a wedge even if they excuse it. Pulling that out is no small feat. Talk is cheap until you're complete. No words ever serve to erase an action. Forgiveness only comes when we stop choosing a faction and get on God's side, because God is unlimited. There's no flaw when love is evenly distributed. So that's called Accredited. I'm going to probably just record all these, and maybe within the podcast I'll have like a reaction, so I'll cut this into segments where the reaction is in there, so this might lead into a reaction. So the next one on my website is called Strapped, and some of these are more ironed out than others, especially specific parts of the lyrics. Like, I don't really like the way this begins in terms of like how it flows. Damn, acting like you know me. You gonna do you. Who you think I'ma do? We'll see how much is true. Might have heard, but you didn't listen. Thought you knew how I do. Why you multitasking? Telling me your deepest thoughts. I'ma sit here patiently, waiting for you to see. Might not be today, but you gonna hear what I have to say. Don't matter if you push me away. You can't escape me. I'm here to stay. Run to the ends of the earth, I'll be there. Do what you gotta do, I don't care. Whatever it takes to make you aware. Cause we ain't seeing eye to eye. If we can't work together, how can we fly? I'm not compromising, I know what I know. I ain't theorizing, time to shake the status quo. Might call me an optimist, even a summer child, but truth is I'm a realist. Go ahead and question my style. Horizon expanded, I zoomed out to the max, to where nothing matters but the facts. Now I'm zoned in with unbroken focus, half trying to analyze me, but all you see is hocus pocus. Ain't carrying, but I'm strapped. Got that flowing river of the infinite tapped. If you ain't listening, I know your mind is trapped. Pay attention as reality is mapped. My words are beckoning, but when my jam came on, you napped. Got you pulling weapons cause you fear me, acting a fool cause you don't hear me. Too wrapped up in your world to invest energy into trying to understand that which is outside your perceived reality. If I said it more than once, it's because it's important. Open your mind and start being observant. Awareness is the seed to clairvoyance. Stop being avoidant if you don't want this session to be recurrent. There's many more lessons to be learned. It's time to start being God's student. Let go of the shit that ain't serving you. If you're a true player, then you'll draw on those deserving you. Don't need to force them to see shit from your side. Not everyone is ready for a guide. How about you? Might call me a hypocrite, but I didn't make you listen to my shit. You had a choice. I just gave you the option. Now can't you see my lyrics are popping? Take a sip of my potion. Watch the sun rise over my ocean. Time you start valuing thought before action so you can be real and quit acting. My words ain't just revolutionary, they're evolutionary. Training the 100th monkey, yeah, I'm legendary. Black holes last frozen in time. Watch me as I shine, I'll realign your state of mind. Don't matter if you live during my stay, my rays reach across midday. Here you go being cocky, there you go still acting like you know me. I get to the heart of the matter. Have you bothered to peel back the layers? Let me make things clear. I ain't just an engineer nor a physicist, not just an entrepreneur nor a lyricist, turning lead into gold, but ain't just an alchemist. I see through you, but don't call me a psychologist. I'm unlimited, got my fingers in everything. Ain't stopping till I'm prepared for anything, because I got a life to live to its fullest. If you ain't doing the same, then you're what a fool is. I told you I'm God, but you ain't listening. Just cause you don't know yourself don't mean my truth ain't glistening. You're God. This is your christening. Follow the shepherd as the storm is weathered. Might be outnumbered, but that's just how it goes at the edge of the Gaussian curve of reality deciphered. I'ma redirect the flow of things, bring us back towards infinity, cause there's a power in me that's unstoppable. When I put my mind to it, anything is possible. Don't matter how improbable. Even if I'm fallible, I'll dig in the rough until I'm capable. This movement is inescapable. When you see God, your thirst is insatiable, going through change until I'm stable, grown in consciousness so the Russian river became a trickle. Problems are surmountable when we grow larger than their magnitude. It's all about one's attitude. Varied perspective brings fortitude. It brings resonance and servitude. About to increase our frequency's amplitude. We go in exponential. Watch this mountain grow in altitude. Feel that whiplash as this chain of events picks up momentum. Gonna hear it when it breaks the sound barrier. Won't be anything clearer. Utopia's here, hold the note. This is no staccato. Feel this crescendo. We going up, but we ain't coming down low. I look in the mirror and know what I stand for. I ain't playing, might have a lot, but I demand more. If you ain't with me, it's cause you can't see past how I'm perceived. Which one of us is thinking they are onto something when they are deceived? I know you question my style, but I'm allowed to be me. Someone's gotta do it, and I've been given the opportunity. It's simple, awareness or ignorance. Choose one, don't choose indifference. Whew. I'm gonna mess up somewhat on these, sorry. Especially this one, I don't know as well as the others. Fuck the system. So the next one's called Fuck the System. This one I know well. And I even have a video recorded. But here we go. Ain't no obstruction of justice if you ain't bringing it. Arbitrary lines drawn in the sand don't make their penalties equivalent. No rhyme or reason for each punishment, cause the system ain't founded in what is, it's just a crock of shit. Holes in the flawed design needing replacement, like a cult to a religion. There's no difference between a mafia and a government, running the shakedown in the name of law and order, feeding the beast and lying its brick and mortar. Guilty until proven innocent as we draw borders. Two wrongs don't make a right, ain't no justice in your disorder. Playing dress up don't make you authentic. Forcing your will doesn't bring change, it damns it. Imposing on others, misinformation got you acting hell-bent. Flawed ideology in need of nourishment. There's no time like the present. Limiting others limits self. Why you acting a fool? Ain't living in the real world. Let me take you back to school. No balance comes when hypocrites rule. Struggling for steady state under their pool. Taking our freedoms and playing it cool. Freedom ain't yours to offer. Your shit's fake. Bitch, you best back off what's not yours to take. I was born this way. You won't make me break. Standing up for my rights for my own sake. Nothing you do is gonna make me shake. What, you ain't able to talk? Why you gotta get rough? Just cause you can use force don't make you tough. When exactly is enough enough? Acting ignorant cause you're absorbed in the fluff. Peaceful demeanor about to get me in handcuffs cause you're afraid of the change you so desperately want to instill. Mind filled with flaws need to be distilled. Hasn't there already been enough blood spilled? Countless killed in their countless killed and their relatives build. My actions ain't perfect and this life is a process, but this system's broke with no chance of success. Thinking if utopia's not here, it's 'cause laws aren't in excess. Letting go and letting God is the only chance of progress. Where's the trust you so adamantly express? Wasting energy that could be used towards necessities, inefficiencies rampant due to such absurdities. World of plenty while we create scarcities. Trust in God. Where's your piety? Pay attention as I bring you to clarity. Reverence is absent when you're living in vanity. Following the true master is the only way out of this insanity. Choosing flawed gods is the cause of disparity. Choosing the infinite is the route to prosperity. Stop worshiping the limited. You're feeding polarity. We ain't gonna come together with you stuck in a false reality. Trying to address the symptoms ignores causality. Side effects rippling from your irrationality. Just because you were born a certain race in a certain place don't mean you need to practice immorality. That ain't the case. When you gonna face our commonality? We are all one. Nothing can be done to erase this actuality, 'cause God is all. Each's realization of this is a certain eventuality. Standing for part only serves to prolong the duality. Fuck the system. Pardon my formality. Trying to take the weapons, but your army shows your hypocrisy. Rife with double standards throughout this idiocracy. Presenting hand-picked candidates as if that's a democracy might as well be a monarchy under this shadow oligarchy. Distracting with labels and buzzwords may be progress, but the direction is backwards. Smoke and mirrors is the tactic of cowards. Deception and manipulation only work for a time. Layers upon layers of puppeteers trying to bring their paradigms. Sooner or later the sun is gonna shine. Where are you gonna hide when everyone sees you in full daylight? When the gig's up and your vicious ways are in plain sight? You gonna wish you could dig deeper to hide in the night, 'cause when the truth comes out, everything will be set right. In your heyday, you may have put up a fight, but you're powerless without others' might. Need to stop devising plans and go with the flow. Only preparation you can do is work on what you know. Knowledge is the key to self-empowerment. Becoming all that you can be ain't no detriment, and knowing God is the foundation of your betterment. You saw one puzzle piece, then tried to guess the picture. Then you ignored the rest because you were so certain in your conjecture. Looks like it's time for another lecture. Learning new parts of the infinite makes life an adventure. Stubbornly holding on will only delay your rightful future. So take a moment and reflect to get out of your stupor. Love all so you can love God and be a true world mover. Okay. So the next one is called Uncoiled, which I also have a video of. Mind you, I call myself Gravity Steve. I know. Freedom ripples everywhere I go. Watch me as my mind unloads. Careful where you step, there's a storm brewing. Wind's picking up speed. Hold on fast. Don't get swept away as I roll through your serenity. Set your mind on edge with the flick of a switch. You thought you knew life, but you were just guessing. I don't play games, I'm in it for keeps. This is my world, now you best believe. Following the hand before me, rise up on my glory. I could seize it in an instant. Know the limit of my story. Watch the ledge, it's not safe up here. Falling so far could bring calamity. Won't know who you were when I came around. Sending waves to wash away your dreams. I set all things at ease. Use my release to bring you to your knees. I'm a tidal wave. Move over, I'm coming through. Be mindful where you step, 'cause I ain't got time for you. Listen up, got a voice to be heard. You don't know what I can do. Walking a dagger's edge, bound to fall, but that don't mean I'm out. Got that determination you never seen. Let me show you what that means. Boom, like a shotgun, I'm out the gates. Watch me fly high, show you how to navigate. Everyone live without me, they flatlining. Don't know what's in store when I come your way. Hope your foundation is good. Rock you like an earthquake, shake you till you're torn apart. Don't give a fuck what you believe in, cause I know what's up. You was riding so fly, but you missed the signs. I was on my way, but you just kept driving. Tidal wave hits your door, won't know who you are anymore, cause I shake you up, churn you out, show you the way. Burn you out, better be mindful of who you fucking with. Cross my path, your mind will be split. Ain't paying attention when you let me in. Now you're running afraid cause you got the whiff. You smell me and now you know my true essence. Got you rethinking all the paradigms and the silly lines of trivial shit you fucking wit. That ain't my style, you know I ride fresh. Got that new shit, son. Blistering, better cool off, overheat and knock you off your equilibrium. Ego asunder, you gonna hear me roar. Ego asunder, you gonna hear me roar. Show you how it's done, you don't know me and fuck what you heard. Thinking you could catch my flow, bout to let you know. You don't know fuck about shit, I'm coiled tight, beware when I unload. If you ain't riding with me, then you about to get swept aside. Talking that real shit you recognizing? Don't need your approval for the shit that I do. I'm a soldier, got my mind tuned in. Dialed up, hurricane, that storm's a raging, trail blazing. Better come with me before you find yourself in darkness. Wonder where the light went. You walking so aimlessly, but you fly to the light. Be mindful you don't get too close before I set you ablaze. Poof, there your mind goes, rising a phoenix or caught in the undertow. You reap what you sow, and what I sow is so fresh. Got you strolling through meadows as you see what I see. Got you playing with fire, about to lose control. Safety's off when you're fucking with me. Ain't no kitty gloves in how I'm handling you. Make your world shake when I'm done with you. You won't know what to do, attack you where it hurts. I'm ruthless, you ain't heard. I come in and resonate, all you can do is contemplate. You've been drinking the Kool-Aid, but you ain't tasting my flavor. You've been addicted to poison, your mind loves to savor. Best start believing what you seeing and fucking what you heard before you find yourself wishing you never been born. Got the tools to use you and get what I'm after. If you don't want to play peacefully, then we will have war. Show you you're wrong, make you my example. I ain't asking you, bound to my every wish. Make you my little bitch cause you fucked with me and you can't fuck with the best. Grab my flow when you was dissing, but you didn't know what you was missing. Wait. Grab my flow when you was dissing, but you didn't know what you were missing. Never listening, dismissing, resisting, judging my actions, but I ain't give you permission. Didn't ask for shit I was given, but you best believe I be riding. Catch that swell up through the atmosphere, I'm riding dirty. Follow my own journey, I be hustling. You ain't seen my style, so you in denial. Hold me on trial, try to put my shoes on, but you couldn't walk a mile. You a chump, feeding shit that ain't worth a shit. My well is overflowing. Fountain of youth sprung in my garden can lead a horse to water but can't make him drink. You're oblivious. It's so obvious. Can't see through the lobbyist. Sold just like a hobbyist. Your devotion is torn cause you ain't seen life through my eyes. Better recognize I ain't nothing to fuck with. Ain't about me. You ain't listening. Too busy explaining, playing the expert on who I am. Like you know where I've been or seen what I've seen, but you don't know shit, so you best start forgetting. Release the shit you've been misconstruing about what it is I've been doing or what I'm after, cause it's all bullshit. I ain't no trick fool, swindled in illusion. I'm real as fuck and you suffer from delusion. Got your mind unscrewed, acting in collusion. Afraid of the boogeyman, looking like a deer in the headlights. Car with your pants down, making yourself a spectacle. Never knowing what to do, acting out of ignorance. You suffer from belligerence. Your arrogance is presumptuous. Acting childish cause your fear's outlandish. Ain't no time for your gibberish. Thoughts incohesive as you attempt to unwind me. Don't got all the answers, but I got the most important one. Ain't a master, but I know how to have fun. Selfish as fuck, cause I know how to be selfless. When you come around me, you will find yourself helpless. Questioning all the shit you've ever done. Wondering how your decisions could be so factless. You're delirious, there's nothing mysterious. Your steps are precarious, it's hilarious, I'm serious. Your skills are miscellaneous. You built your house from the top down. When I huff and puff, I'll blow it down. You're a clown. Your decisions aren't sound. I'll knock them to the ground till who you were can't be found because you've got no hinge. You live on the fringe. You're about to binge. Make me cringe. Careful around me. You're gonna get singed because you ain't locked in, you're locked up. Stuck in a cage, gonna make me rage when I come on the stage. Make Bruce Banner look like Winnie the Pooh. Cause I ain't got time for you, I got a life to live. Shit I gotta do before I'm through. So you better get a clue, I'll break your mind to pieces and offer you the glue. Think you know me, but you ain't listening. Kettle's on, let me pour you a taste of my brew. Bottoms up and here's to you. Sometimes... so that's that one. Oh my god, I know it's hard. I know it's harsh. It's just how I feel when people are just like so rejecting of my... I'm like, you're wrong though. And there's a lot going on here, and this is how I feel as a result of what's been my experience, you know. This one's intense, and this one especially I think about a lot as like God saying it to me also, or like just fucking reaming into me. And because I think about this one from a lot of angles, like if I was, because it's so aggressive, so like what would this person think about this? I was in Illinois, I think, when I wrote that, on acid. This one's harshest critic, so this is how I also feel. So like no matter how people react to me once they start to realize I exist and feel, you know, emotional reactions ensue, I'm my harshest critic. So this is called harshest critic. Don't matter how much you rage, ain't no one alive who's invested their energy into not accepting me as I am as me. You might find your hatred unquenchable, your loathing unparalleled, your disgust unrivaled, and your focused unwavering. But I've put in the time, I've clocked the hours. Day in and day out, I've seen me as I am in truth. I get my information straight from the source. Ain't no secondhand opinions of what's the driving force. I've meticulously drawn up the blueprints to build my house of contempt. It's sturdy and tall, while you've haphazardly built yours flimsy, and for this reason it shall fall. My criticism will live on with me because it is established based on reality. No imbalance due to partial exposure. I'm my harshest critic. Been under pressure as long as I can remember, staring into my imperfections as they became on display through simple comparisons. I never accepted who I was, but time and pressure bear diamonds. Given the catalyst to spark crystallization, bringing order to a mind's aggregation, the transformation ignites when one sees God in everything, because God is everything, unlimited, the all. What comes next is the supernova as lead becomes gold. Reality is even sturdy homes fall. When the infinite is in the picture, everything observed seems small. And so I lock my eyes on the horizon, letting go of looking back. Focused on tomorrow, because preparation brings success when life throws its difficulties, so we can make it through without crumbling, because our feet are planted firm, holding our ground against the tide. I ain't going nowhere but forward till the rushing waters reverse, so that I can swim easily with the river, push towards the horizon but never quite making it, getting so far ahead that when you're stopped at E, I ain't just going A to Z, I'm approaching infinity. Any day now I'm gonna stop off, lay down, put my feet up and just sit still. Arrived at my destination, it's time to just chill and be present in the moment, cause I ain't going nowhere at all, but I gotta get there so I can pay attention to now. Rather than worry about tomorrow or linger in the past, a wandering mind cannot give its all, and that last bit is exponential. Difference between most and infinity is all. Gotta stop chasing, rat racing, found the cheese, and now I'm stuck still retracing. I feel like I didn't do that well. Not that I'm doing any of it well. Gotta stop chasing, rat racing, found the cheese, and now I'm stuck still retracing, feeling that whiplash of recalibration. Somewhere in there is my center, and I'm honing in on a new me, riding along my sweet spot in tune, cause I've been tinkering, learning through experiencing, feeding it back so the loop can be repeated, cause understanding brings right action, and when things click I'll gain traction. Wheels have been spinning like I'm drag racing. Beam me up, Scotty, bout to show you acceleration as I get a grip on my surroundings. Caution, all I make is friction. Sling my words with pinpoint precision. It's gonna blow. Does someone call a surgeon? The diagnosis is critical. Put all of society on the operating table. Remove the cancer that's been spreading. Might be overrunning, but only until exposed to light. Stuck foaming at the mouth cause I'm in your line of sight. Pull back, gain some distance. Look up at the source without an intermediate. I ain't perfect, but I ain't asked for this. But it ain't about me. Why aren't you listening? I might be flawed as fuck, but it's irrelevant. You skipped ahead, missed some steps. Now you're getting flustered cause things aren't coming together. I've been there, but I got redirected. Step one is know the infinite. If you think God ain't behind it, then your God is limited. That's it, all there is to it. Ain't complicated, now focus. Let's stop coming back to this. I know me, I don't need a reminder. You can bitch all you want about me, but I'm here. I ain't standing down, not letting go, not leaving town, cause I always fall back to my rock solid foundation. It's impenetrable. All who fuck with it will feel its gravity. Pull you in and feed it. Once you cross the event horizon, ain't no turning back. Now you're sucked in. Find yourself on my side, seeing my perspective. Ain't it a trip? Oops, crash landing, dust yourself off, get to standing. You're dazed, but that'll pass. Soon you'll be able to just relax and gaze up at the sun with me. Feel its warmth and bask in its beauty. Don't fret, everything will be okay, you see, because God is reality. No need to worry about entropy. The great multitasker is handling everything. That's just the way of things, because free will is a matter of fact. Effect may seem minuscule, but next to nothing, it's immense. Our fuck-ups are in need of correction, but that's just how we learn our lessons. No better teacher than experience and who you think is behind it. There's no accident in what happens. We each require our own set of classes dependent on our choices. I ain't judging you. I didn't have your circumstances. But if I did, I would have walked your path, cause I am you and you are me. We are all God in reality, but the infinite mind is undivided, and it knows what to do for self-preservation. That means you, that means me, that means everybody. Ain't nobody excluded from infinity, so try as you might, you ain't stopping me. I'm living for eternity. Do as you choose, I'll still be me. Spring's been coiling and it's about to unload. You ready to see how high it goes? And I'll carry you with me, even if you're kicking and screaming, cause it's all good. We're just doing what we were told. That was called Harshest Critics. Next one is called Reverberates. I don't really remember this one. I haven't looked at this one very much. You don't want to know me. You want to make up stories about me. Expecting perfection is a bit much, you see. I'm a work in progress. Take my time to learn my lessons. Done rushing forward as if I know shit. I'm holding still, scanning the horizon, seeking reality. You might think I'm stuck here, but I'm about to leap. Won't know me when I land steady with a thud, sending out shockwaves, knock you off your feet, drop the beat, drop the bass, make it reverberate. I'm an immovable object, can try to lift me, but you won't succeed. Stay in the course, arrow knocked. Close my eyes before I sink this Hail Mary. You ain't listening, you think I give a fuck? Ain't about me, but I've got your attention. No one gave a fuck about me, and next thing you know I'm in prison, cause I got a voice that echoes. Listen carefully to hear the depth. Ready cause I realize I'm not ready. Don't make a difference, nothing can change reality. There's one God and God is all. Go on doubting me, got that itch. I'm addicted to life's mystery. Loving life cause it's a fantasy. Whoa, what do you just say? This motherfucker for real, or is he playing with me? Sure got a part to play and I've been preparing. You didn't know me and now I'm all you see. Grab me a pen, let me rewrite history. Put it more in line with reality. Get the popcorn, it's time for fireworks. Watch the struggle over liars' works. Might be barking, but I've got the bite. Reality is, it ain't easy being right. Not an accident, no such thing. Coincidences are illusions manifesting in false realities. Ain't seeing the big Ain't seeing the big picture, there's more than meets the eye. I ain't against you, I'm on your side, but you fuss and fight, distracted by preconceptions, immersed in your imperceptions. I ain't nothing next to the infinite. Look away, close your eyes. Why don't you realize? Find your center, find your truth. Remove the veil placed by systemic abuse. Compromise blows fate like a sandstorm. Grow your roots deep and plant yourself firm, holding steadfast to the underlying reality so that no force can topple you. Trees thirst and your mind is no exception. Feed it so you grow vibrant and tall. Let your leaves span the horizon so that your experience is full of clarity. Consciousness is awareness. Awareness is awakening. It's darkest before the dawn, but the sun's approach lights the sky, painting the beauty of transition. So stop hitting snooze. It's time to get up. Day has come. There's work to be done. Alright, so that's Reverberate. That one, that's not my favorite. But that's that one. Are You Listening? This one and Strapped I wrote in a similar time frame, and they're very similar. Almost seem like one thing. Are you listening? Yeah, I'm daring to share. Why do you care? 'Cause you can't hate. Hold up. Yeah, I'm daring to share. Why do you care? 'Cause you can't help but hate on my views too. I know I'm still growing and this is my waste I'm bellowing. Took the path of greatest resistance 'cause I had the most mass to move. Ain't no one being left behind. Gonna keep on getting stronger so when I put out my hand I pick you up with ease. Won't ever let up to please. Just 'cause you hate me don't mean I'ma hold myself back. I'm chopping down these realities like a lumberjack so they could be used to build the house of God. One reality composed of all. In order to stand united, divided views must fall. I get it, I ain't with it, I need to quit it, bite the bullet, drop the bullshit, stop being a hypocrite, thinking I'm on to something when I'm just on something. Who's this lunatic? He's making me ballistic. What kind of peace could come from this tactic? This schism is opening, is widening quick. Sigh. Your thoughts are so sporadic. Life in the fast lane, but you're missing your exit. Interpretation don't make it so, but if you don't bother to listen, how could you know? Rejecting from the get-go, needing to be right for your ego. When I flex mine, you better pay attention. The weight of my words is soaked in lives of reflection. Digging deeper, picking up hidden treasures. Gonna have to invent a new variable for my skill to be measured. You never seen someone so clever. What I do is out of love. Tell you what's up. Bring change by realigning. Room full of conversations. Time to shout to get your attention. Got something to say 'cause I was told so. You don't get it. I'm right. Built my house from the ground up. Now the top's out of sight. I know you won't care about me, not until I pay the final price. Then you'll play like you loved me when you stood idly while I stood for you. Better look yourself in the eyes, face yourself and revitalize. I do that shit every day, son. Analyze my decisions 'cause I ain't playing. Do you hear what I'm saying? Constantly editing, reprioritizing, discrediting. Ain't no greater scrutinizer of what I do or say, but it's coming out 'cause I'm free. Better think twice if you want to silence me. Might not be keeping my mouth shut, doesn't take away from the benevolence in me. Telling you how it is 'cause I am bringing us to share one reality. ain't mine. I was just shown the door, but it's gonna include mine 'cause I ain't limiting. My God is everything. Why aren't you listening? Might be voicing my opinion, but you don't know my patience. The years I lied in wait, preparing to say this, listening carefully, student of reality. You think I might not have heard, but I've heard it all before. Rinsing and repeating, limited gods can be deceiving. Don't go following me, I ain't all there is, but I got a point, so don't go stopping me. Gonna say it how I see it. I get it. You deserve freedom. Didn't ask for the weight of my burden. We're doing just fine before I arrived. You were riding in style and now you're my dipole. Before I came along, you were still searching for something. It's the infinite and you're missing a message in everything. Are you paying attention? Holy shit, I can't quit it. Am I a hypocrite? Following my heart, bringing rage by my arrogance, 'cause I'm daring to spit this. Got everyone against me, but ain't no way I'm gonna admit this. I've been in training, learning to transmit this. I'm going to voice everything and it's gonna have the perfect pitch. Feel the vibration, you're gonna have the itch. Can't stop learning, the fire in my heart is burning as my wheels keep on turning, radiating onto you so you know what to do. Don't mind me, I'm listening, you redirect me too. We grow together as we are pulled towards the infinite, stuck in its gravity, moving closer, waiting for the tug of the magnetic pull. Then we're off to the races to all the wondrous places to see all of God's faces and know God's good graces. It's time we break these barriers and bow to our superior, align with God and create one field of all. There's no tension in its walls. We can work together when God calls. So it's obvious from the get-go. That's the life I want my children to know, so they can be themselves without hesitance and know that we are all one without resistance, riding that perpetual motion machine to the edge of existence, following the signs for assistance so we can manifest our potential through persistence. Are you listening? Do you get why I spit this? That's that one. I'm gonna skip fuck the system too. Am I? Let's just read it. This one I just wrote because of taxes. They're trying to take my money because I didn't pay them. They're like, oh, you owe us money, clearly. And we're gonna take it. We're gonna fucking take it. I'm like, you have no basis, but hey, whatever you want to do, guys. If that's what you want to do. Fucking douches. You have no grounds. You just take it because you can. That's why. It's not an argument. It's not a persuasive stance. Anyway. So this I just wrote. My blood is racing, my mind is raging. When you tell me to bend over and take it, well, sorry, you're mistaken. I see you stealing, I see you concealing. Ain't nothing appealing about forced kneeling. Don't give a damn who's doing it. Whoops, I'm standing up. You gonna hear how I'm viewing it. You done fucked with the wrong one. Take from me, you're living in a fantasy. I'm going for your foundation. It's time for a castration. I see your weak point. Ain't no way you'll be standing after a direct hit of logic and reason. Call it what you want, it's still theft and treason. Your shit works until it doesn't. Guess what? It's time for something more pleasant that ain't throwing away the future for the present. Good luck picking up the pieces. Gonna be like Good luck picking up the pieces. Gonna be like the buildings you destroy, all in shambles. Gotta be completely torn down to rebuild. By the time you get up, you'll find the house unoccupied. Where'd everyone go? They moved on to green pastures, to a place where they ain't swindled with sleight of hand, where they ain't deceived by the man. Kept on grabbing their attention and sneaking your hand in their pocket like that shit was gonna work forever. You can only swindle so much. Sorry, your shit ain't that clever. The con game's run its course. Now it's time for the discourse. It doesn't have to be this way. Stop driving division and trying to address the symptoms by blaming it on individuals who ain't as fortunate. You take and you take. What did you think was gonna happen? You play like you give a shit. Everything matters. Stop being lazy. You think just because you come up with reasons to persist means that you should exist. A construct of the mind. You're a system that was designed based on incomplete knowledge and awareness. A stepping stone to a brighter future. And we're taking the next step. Thanks for everything, but we're on to the next thing. Don't care if people defend you. Ain't about them. It's about you being a soulless entity, a made-up idea placed between me and my deity. You feed off the living. Sorry, I'm not sorry, but it's time. You are the one facing starvation. That you are the one attacked and bombarded. That you are the one beaten into submission. How many times do I gotta say it? Fuck the system. Fuck the system. Fuck the system. I don't really like that one, but hey, fuck the system. This one is kind of done. It's called Katana. I'm not sure it's done. I don't know why my text is not. I didn't bother to fix it to make the text in my website look right. But anyway. Katana. I'm advancing. Shit. I'm not really. Anyway. I'm advancing. Might seem like I'm stalling, but I'm upgrading my engine. Revving, put the pedal to the metal, and I'm gonna tell you just what I did. Was ignited, the fire inside of me burns brighter than the sun can. Can't see it cause it's blinding. Light so overwhelming it makes your senses numb like Novocaine. I ain't hiding, biding my time till it's time to spark a blaze, then you'll know just what I did. Remove the haze, I ain't stopping, I'm just getting started. Mistake me for being done when all I'm doing is pulsing, ebb and flow like the tide. I come and go. Now you see me, now you don't. Next thing you know, I'll be on you like a hurricane. My great flood is coming, reshaping the landscape to something more captivating, invigorating, cleansing like a forest fire. Your knee-jerk reaction is lacking, wondering who I think I am when I know I am. To be or not to be, that is the question. Gonna leave you guessing, weren't ready for me, and now I'm here to shine my light in the darkness. I have one life to live, so I'ma do it how I see fit. Sorry, I'm not sorry for knocking it out of the park with everything I spit. My work ain't just a new branch of science, it's a new plant. Watch it as it grows, casting shadows on the old ways, removing them from their source of energy, till their decay is apparent and their appeal becomes abhorrent. Everything I say is relevant. Are you feeling it? Might seem like metaphors galore, but it's much more. Drawing parallels between disciplines, connecting the dots like I'm a kid again. I'm switching the gearbox. This will only take a moment. Your patience is appreciated until we get underway. Watch what you say. I'm a living legend and Watch what you say, I'm a living legend and I ain't going away. White male American might have it all, but I also have nothing. If you think you're calling my bluffing, then you'll find my aces are full. I got the nuts and I'm pushing all in. Actions on you. What you gonna do? Read my poker face. I know the strength of what I'm holding. I recommend you get to folding. I'll rake it in and tip the dealer who dealt me this hand. What a life I was given, can't do nothing but honor it. I'll take it from here, found the truth and now I'm honing it. Boss in training, voicing my opinion, think I'm bossing, but I'm just saying. If you listen closely when I speak, you just might find I'm on to something you seek. Ain't reached it, but I'm on the way. Bulldozing the terrain with each step I take, building a highway, catching my drip. Ain't reached it, but I'm on my way. Bulldozing the terrain, which each blah 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 blah. Ain't reached it, but I'm on my way. Bulldozing the terrain with each step I take. Building a highway. Catch my drift so you can ride in my draft. Clearing the path so you can following my. Catch my drift so you can ride in my draft, clearing the path so you can follow my math. Calculated precision craft, grand master, I'll be validated, insinuated, read between the lines and see how I evaluate it. Complicated, but it only take a moment to see how simple I made it. Tune into my frequency so you can start feeling me. Resonate with my description of infinity. It's why I'll live in infamy. A straight shooter. A straight shooter. I'm peering through the octaves of eternity, peeking into the mind of the one and only, getting to know the most holy. Let me tell you my story. I questioned everything and embraced the unknown. Leapt into the depths as I was shown. Directed, I'm guided like a missile. I stand corrected. Truth confided in me like an apostle. Disciple of the Most High, I am the whistle. A man of logic, trimming overgrown fields with my sickle. My blade's sharper than a katana from experience's whetstone. Into the fire of years of struggling, hit with the blunt force of a life of hustling, reshaped by the countless impacts of my stumbling, put back into the fire for rinse and repeating, then quenched in a life that bears repeating. Wasn't always this way. Let me tell you my story. Listen to what I gotta say. I ain't special, but I'm the one and only. Think I'm a phony, but that's cause you don't know me. Articulate, it's why I'm the shit so lit. I must admit, spitting image of the infinite. Legit misfit with a permit to admit for your benefit. You and me both, that's why I do it how I do it. Dedicated to growth, that's why I knew it how I knew it. Unspoken oath, that's why I went through it how I went through it. Transmit my retrofit and make out like a bandit. Under the pressure I've become crystalline. Precious stone, where do I begin? Climbed to the top of the mountain and was balanced on a knife's edge. Centered, I was open to reception. That's when I got the message. And then I was off on my voyage to the edges of infinity. To the edges of infinity. That's where I became a sage. Like a mage, I cast a spell on this age. Dispel the haze to bring brighter days. Don't rage, I'm just doing my part. Following my heart. Everything I do is an art. Took a shot in the dark, but I've got night vision. I'm driven to succeed in my mission. No brakes, I'm a runaway truck speeding down the mountain. Drink from my fountain and find youth everlasting. Kind of just trails off there. I didn't really end it necessarily, but it feels like it's ending-ish enough. So as you can see, my writing's kind of aggressive and yeah. But it's just me being blunt and honest and forward, and that's what's really great about rap. It's kind of like it's so self-expressive and just like laying it out. So that's cool that I recorded them. Now the question is, do I go over them and like cut out all the portions where I just fuck up and it's so bad that it's embarrassing because I don't really know my own stuff very well. Like I know Uncoiled and Fuck the System pretty well. These two, I can do these off the top of my head without the lyrics in front of me. The lyrics actually make it harder because then I'm like trying to like keep. It just distracts. But all the other ones I need them. I only had the lyrics up for those to reference it if anyone's watching on YouTube. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that, and that's cool. I'm glad I recorded them now. I hope it's decent enough quality. Also, I'm having issues with my podcast because I've been trying to listen to it on iTunes or whatever on the podcast on my phone, and it fucking like freezes all the time. So finally I downloaded the file, and then I closed the app entirely and reopened the app, and then played the downloaded file and it was functional. But like, I think it's because I'm not using MP3s. So I got a new program. Not this one. I'm looking on my computer. There's a website where you can just convert audio to MP3. Hopefully it's good. I did it. I checked it out. That way, going forward, my podcast. I know this doesn't matter because like behind the scenes, but if anyone's curious, like MP3s are what you want to make your podcast file be. It's just my program just doesn't do MP3s, so I need to convert it. I've just been being lazy, like Spotify needs MP3s, but like these other ones are okay with what I have, so I'm just gonna not care. But universally MP3s are the best, so I should probably use MP3s. And I think that's part of why the Apple podcast is maybe having issues, because it's not just me. Someone else told me, one of my coworkers said she was having issues where it would just stop playing, and that's what I'm experiencing. So it might be because of the file type. So I'm going to try going forward to use a different file type. Hopefully that helps. Also, I'll be moving today and going forward. My parents are moving, so I'm moving since I live with them. Not far, but that might take up some of my podcast time this going forward. We'll see. I have some ideas in mind. I probably won't say them. I'll just start doing them like this, where I'm like, why don't I do an episode where I just talk about this thing, and then, embarrass the hell out of myself by poorly rapping, let's say. I don't know, something like that. Oh my god. That poor soul. Oh, little one. Just people feel bad. Oh, what does he have? Asperger's? Maybe it's like autism. I don't know what it is. Like people are gonna think things. I don't know. I mean, no one has anything. There always one. What those things are is certainly something of interest. But what exactly is going on? I think we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and they're not the same strengths and weaknesses. And so sometimes when our strength and weaknesses relative to one another are so different, we can appear really different to one another, to the point where we start to like, especially when the person's like different from the herd, like the average overall, like the median person, then they become, they're so distant that we think of it as like some kind of like medical ailment. It's just their strengths are just different than ours, and their weaknesses are different than ours, and in tangible and real ways. Universally, though, like that's how it just is. We all have our strengths and weaknesses that are dependent on our experiences and everything. So I have weaknesses, that's for damn sure. But I got strengths. Don't forget those. See, I got something to offer, guys. And my weaknesses, I mean, they suck. They do suck. But I think we can work together to kind of get all of our weaknesses a little less weak and a little more supported by the overall something. Anyway, I'm gonna call this a short one and just make it a podcast here where I just pretty much just read them. Maybe I should react a little bit real quick. I don't know. There's a lot to what I say in my writing. But if you're interested, you can look. It's just sometimes like there's specific things that maybe I would like to point out, and it would be useful to like give some insight into this. The thing is, it's a rough draft. It's not even like I've like created an end product. Like, here's the album I created, even if it's ass. Like, there's no music. It's not complete. So to even talk about it yet, when it's not even complete. Let's see. Yeah, I have some ideas though for other podcast episodes. Definitely want to really dive into some particulars of some things I've been talking about, because I've been kind of just generally talking, especially when it comes to prophecy in the Bible. Like, at one point I brought up a parable, and I'd like to just go through parables and kind of explain how I feel it does have this like dual interpretation possibility, which to me is essential. My interpretation of Jesus is he knows he's God, but he also knows everything is God. But he also knows that he is giving free will choice to people to believe that he is God if they want, by speaking in parables. So he's speaking about the infinite God in essence. But the way he speaks allows for people to freely choose also him as the God. I mean, because it's not false. Like, it is true, all is one, and like, it's just it's more nuanced than that. That's the key, I guess. But like, I think that is actually evident in the things that he says and just how he acts and all sorts of things. And it would be cool to like go through it and just like read some Bible. It's crazy. I know that people who stumble on this, like, let's say that my research is like at some point starting to become popular and people are like, wow, a new physics model, huh? Oh, a new physics model. Oh shit, that's really interesting. Let's check it out. Oh, he's got a podcast? Dude's got a podcast? Wait. Why does this one say Bible prophecy in the title? Dude. I don't know if I can listen to this. Like, that's gonna happen for sure, and then people are gonna be commenting, like 30 minutes in. I'm like, oh, I mean, I was following everything along, and then like, I was just driven to like respond. I had to like, like, I had to, and when I said, like, it's good until you brought this God thing in, and now let me explain why no God. Nope, God, no God, no God. And that really discredits everything else, so I'm gonna stop listening. There's always that risk, that possibility. It is tricky to talk about truth because it's infinite. You know, physicists are like, oh, this is enough. You don't need God. We don't need God. Well, it doesn't matter what you need. It's just what is, huh? Is God. It's so funny. And maybe we don't need God because, you know, we got nothing. Nothing's got us. Underneath it, you know, ensuring things to be eternal and good. It's kind of weird. I'm like, damn, is there going to come a day where there's still, like, even in spite of, like, let's say that everything that I present enters into science and becomes, like, underlying, like, ideology in some fundamental way. Is there still going to be a day when it's, like, no God versus God thoughts? Because, like, it'll be like, oh, this shows that everything comes from nothing, and like focus on it, but like pure science focus, and just like atheism. Kind of like Isaac Newton's work and how we just kind of shove aside all his other research into other concepts. The Bible. Hermeticism. I mean, that could happen. Or is it going to be so, if it went into, like, if these concepts, the science, the physics of my research entered into the underlying, like, ideology of science, so that physics was like, this is how gravity causes magnetic fields. Like, this is how gravity causes magnetic fields by this, you know, like, they incorporate it. Like, even then, that doesn't mean they incorporate all of the rest. But is it, like, so interconnected and hard to separate? Like, they try to bring the physics in, they just bring the rest. You know, there's no not bringing God into this. If we bring the physics into it, or will they still manage somehow to separate the two? I don't think so. I don't think it's separable. It's not separable. Especially when a song told me and all this. That's just my whole experience. And I imagine if people start to consider that God is, and that it's scientifically potentially provable, then they'll see it because it's true. Just because we see things doesn't make it true, but in that instance, that's when you know it's true. because it's God. Everywhere, and it's everywhere. The more we look. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. Hope y'all enjoyed my rough draft poetry rap session. Catch y'all in the next. Alright. Catch y'all in the next podcast. Later.